What's happening, everybody? This your homeboy Hood Real for the Hood Real Show. Or should I say Tymez to Intellectual Conversation. It's been a while since I talked to you guys, so I want to say what's happening to everybody. Take a little time off to relax, refresh, and come on back. And I really don't like what I've been seeing lately. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's a lot of shit going on. That's crazy. Now, everybody's talking about the same shit. And that's factual. Everybody's talking about the same shit. So let's just take it off the scales here and let's talk about something that's real, reality. So here it is. You have people that are dependent upon something and they've become complacent. Now, what complacency means is that means I'm comfortable. I don't need to do nothing else. I'm relaxing. I'm staying where I am. Everything is cool. That's what complacency means. Now, when you're complacent and you're making plans to do things, that's called motivation. You're being motivational. You're motivating yourself to better yourself from the situation that you're in. Right? Correct. And that's in everything that we go through, that when we're struggling or when we're trying to improve ourselves, whether it be self-improvements or self-struggle or business or family or relationship-wise, all that. We do that. And that's without any complacency, because we know when those situations occur and those situations happen, you know what? Ain't time for no bullshit. I got to get my shit straight. So I'm going to go ahead and get this shit together right now. I'm going to get my situation straight. Boom, 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 because it means something to you, right? Correct. Now, this thing, and the point that I'm trying to make, let's talk about the thing. The thing is that the thing is aggravating people. People are panicking. Yes, you're panicking. The ones that are panicking and the people that are panicking are the people that are complacent. Now, with that being said, you've got to be motivational and you've got to improve yourself. You have to better yourself. These particular programs, they were put in place to help, not put in place to take care of for the rest of your life. That's the first thing that we all need to understand, guys. We need to understand that. And truthfully, honestly speaking, your homeboy Hood Real is gonna keep it 100 with you. Coming up, I remember, in my younger years, I was on the assistance program as well. I was on it, and it helped me get through my little turmoil or struggle that I was going through at that particular time. And you know what I did? I improved my situation because I was being motivational. I wasn't complacent because I didn't want to be complacent and dependent upon a system that monitors everything that I do. My spending habits, what I buy, all that, I didn't want to be complacent upon that. And I knew that I needed help. I asked for help and help was available. So I used that available resource in a positive way. And once I was done with that, I was done with that. That's it. I didn't become complacent on that. And what I'm saying is, guys, by setting an example of that particular little small scenario story that I was telling you is that, you have to be a go-getter out here in this world. You always had to be from get-go. There's so many distractions that are set forth in place and that are put around us that distract you from those goals and those things that you should be doing as a person or as an adult growing up, or even as an adult already. You're distracted by these fantasies that we see that are made, that are put forth on television, through radio, through all this stuff, and you're not, and people aren't able to focus on self, focus on them, focus on the improvement of self, and not only that, focus on achievements. You have to better yourself. Always, guys. You have to motivate yourself in some way, shape, or form. Take the example, for example, the situation where I was talking to you guys about, say for instance, if your girlfriend or if your mom said, you know what, you got to get a job and get the fuck out my house. Or if your girl said, you know what, nigga, I'm tired of this bullshit. You ain't getting shit straight, fucking about to move on. Now, in those two situations, you either going to do two things. Say, fuck it, I don't give a fuck, because you don't give a fuck about yourself. You're not living in reality. If you're a responsible person, you'll say to yourself, damn, I got to get my shit straight, because, you know, mom's about to put me out the crib. I can't be put out the crib, so I gotta do something. And what that does is that teaches you responsibility. That's self-growing. That's self-improvement. Okay, you're not becoming complacent. So just think of those scenarios as we continue to move on, guys, all right? Now, there are some people that are disabled. You know, there are some people that have special needs. There are people that have mental conditions as well, and elderly that really do need these programs in its longevity. Now, with that being said, I believe that it's wrong for this type of urgency to stop something that's needed by people who really need it. I think that's bullshit. You know, these people aren't able to, you know, they're disabled. They're special needs. You know, they can't these people can't function in normal society. They have caretakers and all this and that. Now, this is what I believe and think what's going to happen, guys. Before we all start panicking and going off the edge, okay, this is what I believe that's going to happen, okay? I believe what's going to happen is that they're going to reintroduce a new program. Now, when this new program is introduced, you're going to have to basically, I guess, be approved or be in a certain criteria or whatever, or have certain criteria, whatever it may be, to be approved for this particular new program that's going to roll out. And it's better monitoring. They want to monitor things a lot more because, you know, to keep it real with you, you know, there's been a lot of bullshit going on with these particular benefits, you know, and they're hip to that. They know what's going on with that. So they're just trying to regulate everything. So before you rebuild and restructure something, you have to tear it down. So that's what they're doing. They're going to tear it down, and then they're going to reintroduce it as a new program that you have to be qualified for. Okay? That's what I see what's going on, because you can't be a normal human being. As I walk around and I see normal people, even children, if you will, and I look at them, and as I'm driving, you know, and things like that, or I'll just out and about, you know, oops. Hey guys, you all right? Okay, all right. But you know, when I'm just out and about and things like that, you know, when I say to myself, damn, you know, they're really talking about, you know, this is real shit. This is really real shit. You know, you can't be a person with that type of hatred towards a human being. You can't. You just can't. So what I think, what they're honestly doing is you know, of course there's a smoke screen. You know, the smoke screen causes panic for people to get you know, civil unrest, all this other, you know, crap and stuff that's expected to happen. We cannot give them what's expected, guys. Now, come on. Now, don't you see what's going on? You can't do that. So what's going on is it's going to be, like I said before, it's going to be tore down, okay, and rebuilt, and then reintroduced, and then you're going to have to reapply to be approved. That's what I think, and honestly, truthfully believe what's going to happen and what's going on. And with that being said, you know, then again, you know, if you look at it, if it is just a malice act or a malicious act or just being unhuman, if it is just an act like that, you know, what I see happening, because the pieces have been put in place already. You know, we have military in big cities. You know, a lot of surveillance is going on, things like that. I believe that if things go bad, and we hope that they don't go bad, if things go bad, you know, we're gonna have, you know, policing and control of our own. It's gonna be bad. We don't. You guys, damn, we don't want that shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be walking around robots and shit everywhere, checking you out, approving, checking IDs, shit like that. You gotta have this and that, and 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 you can't go here, you can't go there. Everybody getting it, people being boxed in, and confined. Whole communities being confined. And when you do that, that causes unrest. People get uneasy, and they don't relax in those type of situations. But what we need to do is we need to become conscientious, come together in some way, shape, or form, and just get through this. It's not going to be a thing. I don't believe that's going to be in its entirety just done and over with. Like I said before, I truly, honestly believe that it's going to be tore down, destroyed, of course, and then restructured and reintroduced. That's what I believe, guys. Damn. And with that being said, we can go into more deeper things as well. Let's get off of this. Let's get off of the benefits, the government benefits thing, and let's talk about some other things, guys. Now, previously, a couple years ago, we talked about Atlas. I told you guys about Atlas. I told you guys about the DART program. We talked about all that. Now, with that being said, you have these revelations that are coming out now that are being spoken about this particular comet or object or whatever it may be that's coming this way, and it has maneuverabilities. It thinks like it's being navigated. It has thrusters on it, some type of propulsion system that it's using that's way beyond our capabilities as far as quantum mechanics are concerned. Right now, we do have those capabilities. I know we do. I know we've went to Atlas. We've probably flown around and seen what the fuck's going on and came the fuck back. And then it's just a slow disclosure of what's going on. Now, the one thing I want you guys to correlate with Atlas, with the Atlas thing going on, is I want you to look at two movies. I want you to look at Moonfall, and I want you to look at Don't Look Up. Okay? I want you to look at those two movies, and those movies are small disclosures. Like I told you guys before, science fiction is science fact. Okay? And the things that they tell you out there is just basically just bullshit to throw you off. So when you watch these movies are actually the factual thing of what's going on. There's a difference between sci-fi fiction and reality, and sci-fi is just a small documentaries of the facts. That's what it is. These are documentaries of the fact. Even movies that are put out, even documentaries that are put out. Now, documentaries that are put out are just rumors and speculations of the fact, but the facts are put out there for you guys to basically decode and look at yourselves. So I want you to look at Don't Look Up specifically, and that'll basically break it all down for you all, guys, so you can see what the hell is really going on. You see those characters. As you look at those characters, those characters will be familiar. You see a person that basically reminds you of a lot of people that are currently in our midst right now. All right. So with that being said, guys, I just basically wanted to talk to you guys for a minute. Man, it's been a while. We're going to continue on further with more basically episodes and things like that, or basically little small sessions. Some thoughts and things like that of what I feel is really going on, and the revelations of what I see to happen and to come. All right, guys. So like I always say,